Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Our Issues Birmingham. Today's guest is Tad Snider. He's the Executive Director of the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center Authority. Hello, Tad. I've met you once or twice through our friends at Red Mountain Entertainment, but it's nice to
Yes.
see you again.
Nice to see you. And
How you
glad to be
doing?
on the show today.
How's things at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center? Looking very nice, I might add.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time here at the BJCC with the investment that's been a part of a collaboration with UAB and of course the city of Birmingham, Jefferson County, our Jefferson County legislative delegation around the construction of Protective Stadium, which interestingly enough occurred during a pandemic, which was quite a layer of complexity we didn't anticipate, and the renovation and what we call modernization of Legacy Arena. Take that 50-year-old building and position it to serve the community for another 30 or 40 years. It's a very unique moment in time that is great for the community. I think just speaks to the overall momentum that Birmingham has right now.
I know Mayor Woodfin is particularly proud of the stadium. He has invited me one day from the public defender's office to go to a conference room window before it was finished, just to look at the progress. But I want to ask you something about how you ended up in this position and also where you came from to get to this position. But I want to point out to the viewing audience that we have something in common that you're probably not aware of. We both have marketing degrees from Auburn University.
All right.
Well, I'm a lawyer and you're in this business. So that just goes to show we're all in sales, right?
That's right. And sometimes you just never know where your path in life is going to lead. And, kind of to your question, I'm a product of Birmingham. I was born in Birmingham. I, attended school in Birmingham proper when I was young at Epic Elementary when it was a kind of a pilot school program. Was a graduate of Berry High School, now Hoover High School. That's a little bit, different situation out in Hoover now.
Go Bucks!
And I've been at the BJCC now almost 30 years. I got out of school and was kind of looking for kind of what that personal development path was, kind of, where I wanted to spend my professional career. And I knew one thing: I didn't want to do the same thing every day. I wanted to have a job with variety and that just had a lot of daily interest, just different things. Ended up at the BJCC responding to a newspaper ad. If people remember when jobs were actually in the newspaper.
Yes, they were called want ads.
Yes. And over time, you always wonder, hey, should I be preparing to transition and do something different? And every time there was probably an opportunity to leave the BJCC, a new path opened. Eventually, I found myself in the role I'm in now about 12 years ago. And just from someone, again, who remembers Birmingham Bulls hockey in the 70s and the glory days of UAB basketball and Gene Bartow, and attended my first concert. It was then the BJCC Coliseum. And to be here today, to be a part of these two transformative projects, I mean, again, as somebody who is one of Birmingham's proud supporters and proud of what I do and what the BJCC provides in terms of quality of life and just event opportunities for Birmingham. I mean, I never imagined I would have this kind of opportunity professionally, and just very grateful and feel blessed.
I don't think people appreciate all of the options available in that structure. And when I say that structure, I'm including not just the arena, but the theater, the concert hall, now the Protective Life Stadium, the exhibition halls. I'm sure there are more I'm missing, but there's a lot going on. I take it.
Yeah, so to have all, like you said, all those different venue types under one management umbrella, like I said, with the arena, the two performing arts theaters, with the concert hall and the theater, the exhibition and meeting space for convention and meetings, which is a big part of our economic impact drive or part of our mission, but also local consumer shows like the Van Gogh virtual exhibit that's underway now that almost 70,000 people have enjoyed, and it'll be here another couple of weeks. And then you take the two hotels that the Civic Center Authority owns in the Sheraton and Weston, and partnering with the city of Birmingham in the development of the Uptown District, and now constructing Protective Stadium. And then our real estate division developed the ground lease deal under which Topgolf was developed. I mean,
Oh,
all of that kind of under one umbrella. It's not completely unique in the country, but it's somewhat unique to have all those opportunities to benefit your city in one, kind of management umbrella, and trying to strategically make sure all those opportunities continue to advance. And we've got more work to do. I mean, yes, we've opened the stadium, we've renovated the arena, but the BJCC is now approaching 50 years old, and we've got other work that we need to do to bring the other venues up to date, similar to the way the arena and the stadium are.
you're talking about the concert hall and the theater maybe getting a little refurbishment, although it's
Yeah,
nice.
some of the public space, the hardscape areas around. I mean, one thing, again, and it just goes back to the area in which the original buildings were built. It's kind of this monochromatic, precast, concrete kind of, lack of identity, architectural style that was, in vogue at the time the buildings were built. But we're at the point now where it all needs a little bit of focus towards just improving the overall customer experience, and that's what we're focused on everywhere in the BJCC, not just the stadium and the arena.
Could you use some more hotel space in the immediate area?
Um, Hotel space, I think overall for the central business district, not just our area, but walkable is a big asset. But if you look at most considered cities that City of Birmingham competes against, their downtown full service committable hotel inventory is larger than what Birmingham has. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to necessarily be at the BJCC, but downtown full service hotel rooms is important.
Well, I have an idea, and it's flopping around in the back of my mind, and I'm trying to make it happen from my limited ability to do so. But I think the jail property would be a great hotel. But I'm going to talk about that later, maybe.
Okay.
Seems wasted as a jail. This is Our Issues Birmingham. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Tad Snider. Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham. I'm talking with Tad Snider with the BJCC Authority there at the Civic Center. So much going on, and I know I said that about the jail being a nice hotel, but sort of tongue-in-cheek and a long-term project. But on the immediate horizon, the new interstate has left underneath it a beautiful opportunity for some walkability. What's the plans for down there?
So it's a really exciting project that was developed by the Alabama Department of Transportation in conjunction with rebuilding the 2059 bridge infrastructure through downtown. Was the desire, or actually somewhat of a charge from Federal Highway Administration, to make that space underneath a valuable public asset, or a public space that could benefit the community. For us at the BJCC, that Interstate Bridge has always been somewhat a divider between the BJCC and the rest of the downtown central business district. So cooperatively without the Department of Transportation, we've entered into a management and operating agreement with them to manage the city walk space. Where that's valuable is, again, to strengthen that pedestrian connection now that there's so much momentum and investment and development downtown, and downtown's becoming a much more walkable city, especially now that with more streetscapes and businesses opening, and you see just the downtown density of people walking around at night and enjoying the city that maybe didn't exist 20 years ago. Be able to have that strong pedestrian connection, and then just with the programming activity that City Walk will be, with a skate park and a dog park and public space opportunities for vendors and merchants, and programming that for special events, that strengthening that connection to downtown is just very important. It's going to be a big part of the World Games experience this summer when the World Games hits Birmingham as World Games Village. And it's just going to continue to bring benefit to our area, connecting it back to downtown for years to come.
Speaking of the World Games, I trust the Civic Center is a big part of what's going to be going on with the World Games to some degree.
Yeah, so it's exciting with with what the world's been through the last 2 years, and the World Games delaying a year versus the original dates. Now, Protective Stadium is the home to the opening and closing ceremonies. Legacy Arena will be hosting events. The concert hall actually and the exhibit halls are hosting events. The International Broadcast Center is one of our exhibit halls. Both hotels will be prominently featured. So in some ways, kind of the BJCC area is somewhat World Games central during the games. Of course, there'll be competition events all around Birmingham, but a lot happens in and around BJCC.
Yeah, I know the Sports Hall of Fame was instrumental in the getting of the World Games together, and it's still playing a big role in that.
Yeah. So, Edgar Weldon and Scott Myers, kind of brought this opportunity to everyone's awareness and did a lot of the heavy lifting early on, and should be commended for all that work. And then, the team that's kind of sprung up now to as we move towards the games this summer. I mean, it's just extremely exciting opportunity for the city of Birmingham. I think everyone's going to have the opportunity to see events they maybe had never heard of before the World Games. It's going to be a great international showcase for the city.
Yeah, I've looked at the games. They are some peculiar games, but no pickleball.
Yes, there are.
There is no pickleball. I'm upset about that. But is there a timeline that I guess dovetails into the opening events of the World Games for the City Walk you're referring to?
Yeah, so that construction schedule for City Walk, AlDOT awarded that construction contract to Braswell and Gorey some time ago now. And if you're in the area, you can see that construction is underway and is advancing very well. The goal is to have kind of the nucleus of City Walk up and running and functional before the World Games, because again, it's going to be a prominently programmed area for fans who want to come in and out of the area, in and out of kind of, again, this World Games Central, World Games Village, where there'll be a lot of corporate sponsorship opportunities there to showcase and highlight technology related things. I think there's some workforce development and kind of STEM related exhibits that are going to go on there. There's going to be a lot of programmed activities in that World Games Village area. And that part of City Walk will be ready for the World Games.
The recently acquired, I know Robert Simon, personal friend of mine, I'm sure of yours, yes. Corporate Realty, I believe is his company, yes. are very active in the redevelopment and the bringing back to life of the old Caraway Hospital. Yes. Does that also play into the grand scheme of things? I know it's not going to fit the World Games timeline, but at least I wouldn't think it would. But is that a part of what we hope to be able to accomplish there with the Civic Center and the walkability of that area?
Yeah, so the entire former Caraway Hospital footprint just to the north of us and the exciting project that Corporate Realty is spearheading for the redevelopment of that, again, with City Walk, just to the south of us, and strengthening that pedestrian connection back to downtown, and then redevelopment of the former Caraway Hospital campus just to the north of the BJCC as a mixed use development, then that really creates, or I think moves the boundary of downtown city of Birmingham north and just begins to make the BJCC more part of the downtown city fabric. And we know Corporate Realty's plans well. We spent a lot of time discussing them with them. There may be a role in that BJCC plays in some part, but we're working with them as they advance that project forward. And are very excited about something that's just going to be a great thing for the city to happen in that area. And the neighborhoods that abut it, Norwood, Druid Hills, Fountain Heights, will benefit tremendously.
Well, I want to talk about some of the things specifically that have recently been done to the arena, because I've only seen the exterior and it looks marvelous, I must say. And I'm guessing the paints will match at some point, correct?
Yes. Yes.
But we're going to talk about what's coming up at the arena and what's going on currently at the arena when we come back from break. This is Our Issues Birmingham. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham. We're talking with Tad Snider about our new Civic Center arena, specifically in this segment. Now, I have driven by. I have not been in. I was a Birmingham Bulls fan before it was fashionable. I took my daughter there. She learned some very choice language there when she was 10 or 12 years old. She is now a huge Tampa Lightning hockey fan. And I think she's going to see the Nashville Predators over the weekend. So she's a hockey fan because of the Birmingham Bulls. But when I look at the exterior, it looks gorgeous. I've not been in it. What's going on inside of that building, and what are the plans for the future in terms of what's going to be regular events there? What type of events can we host there? What activities can be hosted at the new stadium? I'm thinking outdoor concerts of 45,000. Perhaps Red Mountain can help make that happen. I don't know.
Yes.
I'll turn it to you to tell us.
Yeah. So you mentioned you have the opportunity to see the exterior improvements to Legacy Arena, and again, being a Birmingham native, to me, it's still the BJCC Coliseum most of the time. That's always in the back of my mind. But yeah, if you've been able to experience and see the exterior improvements, there's been even more significant investments and changes and enhancements to the fan experience and the overall abilities for the inside of the arena. So just kind of high level, all the seats were replaced. We added about a 35,000 square foot addition to the southwest corner of the building that's facing the interstate. If you've driven by, that's where the big glass curtain wall is now. And you can see through those windows, once you've been inside the building, the addition of some levels to the building didn't have before. So now there's a proper kind of lobby level or entry at that ground level and a nice pre-event plaza that will butt right up to where the city walk improvements are and right on 19th Street and 9th Avenue. There's the concourse level. It's always been there. On the southwest, south part of the building, there's a suite level that's been integrated into the building design, into the seating amenities that wasn't there before. So 12 more traditional suites, an upper level club area that'll be a different type of ticket opportunity for those who want to attend a sporting event or a concert, to be able to be in more of a club environment versus a structured fixed seat, but still see the floor, still see the event activity that's occurring. Of course, the existing arena club that was there before that didn't have visibility to the floor, if you want to kind of detach from the actual event for a moment and just go get a drink or get something to eat or have visit the facilities, that's been updated. All the restrooms were updated. All the technology in the building was updated. There's a new ribbon board, LED ribbon board that goes around the interior seating bowl. The upper area where the sound system was for non-concert events, for sporting activities, all that was updated. So you've got really the amenities of a brand new building inside the old building shell. We literally took it down to the concrete bones and rebuilt it from the inside.
More
Where
toilet,
that,
more
where that I
toilet.
think is something the city should be proud of is the return on investment is significantly less than a new building, and you have most of the amenities.
More toilet facilities for the women.
Yes, so the ratio,
I don't want to
restroom
see them
facilities
waiting.
were added, but then we also increased the ratio of ladies to men's, just like we did when we built the stadium. And it's just something that was necessary, overdue. But yeah, we paid attention to the ladies' needs as a part of the renovation.
Good deal. Good deal. I know they'll appreciate it. I feel sorry for
Yeah.
them standing in that line.
Uh,
In terms of events, we have the Birmingham Squadron there. That's their home facility.
Yes, so the arena reopened December 5th with a series of Birmingham Squadron games, which is an NBA G League team affiliated with the New Orleans Pelicans. So you have NBA level talent that's moving between the Pelicans team or in development. I mean, it is a true development league team of the NBA, and the NBA franchise owners have to own these G League franchise or teams, probably not a franchise. So we played 5 games in December. We had a UAB versus West Virginia basketball game in December. Alabama versus ended up being Davidson. It was going to be Colorado State. It ended up having to change because Colorado couldn't travel for COVID. And a Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert in December. So you can see, reopening the doors December 5th, we've already had a very busy month. And then we opened up in January again with more Birmingham Squadron games, a pretty active, winter, early spring concert lineup. A bunch of comedians as well as interested in being booked in the building. So Legacy Arena is back open with a bang for sure.
Is the arena capable of? There was a time when you could screen off the arena. Sometimes it's cavernous for some acts.
Yes.
But the act may require more seating than, say, the concert hall, but not as much as the Squadron would require. So do you have that flexibility in the building?
Yeah, we do. So one thing that was incorporated slightly before we closed for renovation was what we call an upper level masking system, where you could drop curtains and essentially cut off the upper seating section. And we retained that as part of the innovation. And then, of course, there was always a kind of a horizontal or curtain system that could move and cut down the actual floor size. So we retain all that capability in the new building as well to be able to really right size the box, for lack of a better example, for the anticipated number of tickets that would be sold for an artist or an act.
So I know jobs are a real critical thing in our society today. I trust these improvements have created more job opportunities and more opportunities for people to work.
Yeah, we have. So, for example, we had the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl yesterday, and by the time you roll in, our direct BJCC payroll staff versus all our contracted partners, whether it's ticket takers, ushers, concession workers, parking attendants, we had about 600 people working yesterday, and so there's a lot of opportunities for companies and individuals to work with and for the BJCC, and honestly, what we're struggling with right now is filling all those spots. But I think that's a lot of industries dealing with that right now. But we're making progress towards that, and we're looking forward to being kind of back to full song.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. I'm excited about all the things going on in that area of Birmingham, and I'm glad you're at the helm. So keep up the good work, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you. I really enjoyed talking to you today, so thank you for having me as a guest.
All right. This is Our Issues Birmingham. Appreciate you being with us. We'll see you next week.